I started back in 1990 when I took this job. This is my second employee actually with the tribe because I worked for them back in the 70s as well. Um, but we started out small and had some vision because a new casino was being, built and with a lot of employment and different shifts being working. So we wrote an economic development grant and received some funds then from the BIA to start an EAP program to increase the communications with the newspaper. We also increased some equipment and saws at the pallet plant we had. We had a pallet plant called LDF Industries. In fact, I later, at one time, became the CEO of that on top of my other job. So until at a time when it burnt down, unfortunately. But anyhow, we started that way, small, and then we grew. We were located at the community center at that time, and then we got bigger. So we were moving. We moved on over to a older building over where the smoke shop is right now, and we operated out of there with the newspaper, the LDF News, which was about a 28 to 32 page publication we had every month, and we sold advertising in that about up to $5,000 a month to help support it, and of course with general fund. Um, so we've been doing a lot of planning, strategic planning. We've had a close relationship with LDF UW Extension, Brian Gochi, who came in about that time too, and so with the core crew, we just started to develop and had got grant writers in to work for us. Took on did A&A grants to get the GIS planning and mapping. So it would be a coordinated effort with the tribe to each of the layers of the tribe, like the forest, the wetlands, the lakes, the houses, all those layers could be put on top of each other, and so we'd have that access to be able to put them together or take them apart and whatever. And so that's how we grew as a planning department. And then we wrote a grant, and we did a heritage tourism. We worked with Pat Robick, who was historic preservation officer and actually worked land management at the time too. And we became a heritage tourism destination of one of the 20 sites in the United States. And so we publicized that along with our Chamber of Commerce as well. When we realized we needed a full service bank too to do personal loans and with a loan officer, and we did other funding through HUD and a few other sources, USDA, to come up with the facility that we're now in. So we moved across the street then and tore down the other building that we were in. And we're able to have a full-service bank facility that we rent out to now our second banking institution here. So so we do a lot of strategic planning, for the tribe, for the tribal council, for programs. We help out with grants. We're doing GIS mapping. We've gotten, I guess, for the community development part and the buildings of the roads, the water, sewer, the buildings, that we've done just a lot of that. We have over 5 miles of sidewalk on the reservation now with our planning that we've done, and those have come up not because we want to do projects like that. It comes from the community. We always ask the community and have public meetings, do community surveys, trying to get the input and then take everything then to the tribal government to make a final decision. So it's been a lot of hard work. It's been really interesting.
Wow.
We've had, all the way from the Family Resource Center to domestic abuse to the safety building to the many, many roads that we have here. We're one of the projects we're actually very proud of is that we've replaced all the the old sewer lines that had asbestos in that were lined with, that they tell us wasn't a danger, but when you work on them, they can be, especially. So we were able to get all those replaced now with almost all grant money, probably totaling to about $10 million. Well, number one, we're looking at the reservation to see how much enough is enough. 86,000 acres, but a third of it's water. And so, and then you talk about what we do have, how much is preserved for hunting or whatever. There's really not a lot of space when you think about it. Right now, we do have some ongoing projects this has been really a big year for big projects. And we have a $2 million water and sewer project that we're doing. We're putting in 2 new lift stations and upgrading a lot of them, putting some new water line down and some sewer line all the way over to Thoroughfare Road. We had to get easements from the school to go on their road too, behind the school. And so that'll connect to the new youth center then that's being built as well. And so with that, we had the new youth center project that started this year. The road project was a part of that as well for a youth center lane, and the parking facility and lights in front of the new youth center. And then the Indian Bowl is the Waswaganing Indian Bowl and Culture Center. So that has begun. And so all these projects are going and coming to fruition, where all of them will be done by the summer.
Wow.
So it's been a big year for us this year for that. And especially with a lot of them happening at the same time.
Yeah.
So, so we're also, there are other smaller projects that are big to other people too. We're looking at increasing our Hope homes over on Arnold Stock and Babadosh Point, and in working with the clinic now, who's operating those homes, that we're remodeling and expanding them to a Bureau of Justice Assistance grant, so that they can each house 8 residents apiece, 1 for men and 1 for women. Right now, it's about 5 that they can do. So those projects will be done this coming year. We're trying to finish up on the environmental for those right now, and and we're also looking at water or some road projects coming up. Every year we do a tribal improvement transportation plan with a construction priority list, and we're getting less money now for road construction, but we're still going to be doing some. We've been studying the lagoon for some time, from a biodome study and we're working with Indian Health Service very closely on this. And so now we have with Indian Health Service funding, did a RFP for a contractor to help with a wetland study. And so we're looking at doing, number one, improving the lagoon drainage with some more clay and in the area where it is now, and then doing an overflow across the road to a new area for 10 acres that would be like a seepage cell, and so it'd be like you'll never even know that it's a lagoon over there. It'll look like scenery to us. Yeah. We can actually make a park around it. And so that's a study that we're doing, and seeing if for sure that'll work. And that'll get us another 25 to 40 years by building that. We did start under construction a year ago or so. We did start the demolition of it, was actually when it started. And so at one point we took out the travel garage, helped us, and we took out the building. We then had a contract to do the steps and the cement that were there. We were careful because we had heard that there might have been a time capsule in there, but we didn't find one. We wish we would have. And so then we had a lot of preliminary tests done on it and so forth. So now we have a contract with our own construction company, LDF Construction CCI Inc., which is a partnership of the Business Development Corporation. And so We did begin construction this fall. But the first half of the project is actually, pretty much framed up now, and we decided to go with a kind of a last minute change because funds are a little short of that project. So we are leaving some things out of the construction that were nice things to have but not necessary to have, and so that we could have a basement. And so that's being done, and the basement's in, it's framed up. Right now they're trying to put the roof on it. The contract is substantial completion, should be a week before the July. So on July 1st and July 4th, we'll be ready for our 4th of July powwow. So the Indian Bowl arena, the seating, the concession stand, we hope to have enough money for the bathroom facilities, and the ticket booth. That'll be ready to go. So we're really excited over this. It's been a long time coming. It's been like 10 years, I think we've been planning this, and we did a study on it with actually the same architect we have now, who was working for somebody else who helped us with the study on the Indian Bowl. So we're really excited. We're under a capital campaign right now because in the second half of the project, phase 2, then we'll take it closer to the museum, if not add on to the museum, which is the plan now. And there'll be a lot more room for exhibits and exchanging the exhibits, monthly and so forth, to increase our education, our tourism, our understanding of Native culture, and all the arts as well. I've enjoyed my tenure here so far. I know it's going on for a while, I guess, but every day is a new experience in planning, it seems like, and there's always something new and exciting, and there's problems, there's crises, and we're here to help the tribe accomplish its goals and objectives. And so, there's always something going on. There's always deadlines and the grants. We've been really lucky. I'm lucky to have really a good staff here at planning, and a lot of people who actually really care about the community, care about what they do, and they're good at what they do. And so I'm just happy to have this team that does a phenomenal job and just a lot of work that they do throughout the year.